Hey, what's going on, guys? Doug Blake here, senior partner at Senior Life Insurance Company, and I wanted to talk to you today about leads. Leads, if used correctly, can be your best friend. Leads, if used incorrectly, could be your worst enemy. And I know that seems pretty drastic, but I wanted to manage all of your expectations here today. So that way, when you get these leads in your hands, you know what to expect and, more importantly, what to do. So that way they are your best friend and not your worst enemy. Every single lead that Senior Life Insurance Company creates and gives out to all of our agents are generated by a voluntary reaction to an advertisement that we put out there. Okay, and these leads are generated from, as we know, our Facebook campaigns, our television commercials, direct mail efforts, and other various ways that we get that piece of marketing material out there in which somebody would respond. Now, for just 1 second, I want you to put yourself in that prospect seat. Because I know that you've done this before, because I've done it, and I've talked to a lot of people, and I know that they do it. But have you ever found yourself requesting information, whether it's online or over the telephone or something, and giving fake information because you want to see how far you can get without having to talk to a customer and ultimately committing to something, right? So we're fearful. I know I've done it, and I know you've done it before too. But because of the fact that we do that, does that mean that we're not interested? Of course it doesn't. It means that we are interested. Now, that level of interest may vary. It may vary on a scale of 1 to 10 from a 1, not right now, all the way up to a 10, like let's go right now, and everywhere in between. And it's our job as salespeople, right, salesmen and saleswomen, to find out where they are and get them closer to a 10. You see, the lead, folks, is nothing more than an opportunity to make a sale. A lead is not a guaranteed sale. If it was a guarantee, that's what it would be called. It wouldn't be called a lead. And what you have to do also is understand that nobody would ever respond voluntarily to any one of our forms of advertisement if they didn't want to buy life insurance. I mean, think about it logically. If you were all set, would you call? If you had all the policies in the world, would you call? You know, if you had your burial taken care of, would you call? Of course you wouldn't. You know, people only call because they want to buy life insurance, and it's our job to give it to them. Now, some people are a little bit easier to talk to than other folks. Some people open up easier. Some people are very, very tough on the front end and very easy on the back end. Some people are very easy on the front end but tough on the back end. Some people are even killed throughout, you know, and just all tough or all easy. And, you know, probably a lot more different scenarios that one could be as far as like a prospect. All different levels, guys. But it's our job to help that person out. Our job is not to say a bunch of words from a script and hope that they say yes. Our job is to have a conversation with that individual to find out what their problem is and what they're ultimately seeking. Now, unfortunately for you, that always doesn't come up very easily. And we get a lot of, reactionary defense responses on the front end, like, I already got it taken care of, I never called, that wasn't me. And it's all because they're scared, folks. Now, we have to ignore those reactionary reactionary defense responses, because that's all they are reactions. We do it when we walk into a department store and the sales clerk says, "Hi, can I help you?" And you say, "No, thank you, I'm just looking." Even if we were there to buy something. And really and truly, we wouldn't go to the store unless we wanted to buy something. You know? So what we have to do is increase our activity, We cannot get caught up in all the little things that they say. When somebody is on a scale of on a 1 to 10, 1 being more towards not right now and 10 being right now, if they're more closer to a 1, then all that means is that it requires a little bit more creativity, a little bit more outside the box thinking, and a little bit more nurturing in your follow-up because they're not ready yet. And it's our job to move them from a 1 to a 10. Not everybody's going to come in at a 10. Not everybody's going to come in at an 8 where it's a little easy just to kind of give them a little nudge and all of a sudden they're a 10. That's not reality, folks. The reality is that people only buy things for one of two reasons. Is 1, they fall in love with it, or 2, they solve a problem. We have to approach a lead from a place of service to help that customer out. We must be genuine. We cannot fall for the traps of, I already spoke to somebody, or I already have this taken care of, or I'm not interested anymore, or I never called, I never filled it out. That's not me. That person's been dead for 2 years. I just want information mailed to me. We can't fall for that because all they are complaints and reactionary defense responses. It's like when the doctor hits your thing and your arm goes like that with the little hammer. It's just what it does. It doesn't mean anything and we can't take it to heart. What we have to do is ignore it and keep rolling on. And instead of getting all caught up in there, well, what kind of policy do you have? And is it term? Is it whole life? Who cares? They called because they want to buy life insurance and they want to buy it from Senior Life. Focus on that. Don't focus on all the other things. Focus on how you can help that customer and not about all the little nonsense stuff that they're saying to try to blow you off a little bit. Because people don't want to waste their time. They don't want to waste your time. They don't want to make the wrong decisions. They might be having a bad day. You caught them at a wrong time. They could have just got some bad news. There's a million different variables out there that could cause somebody to give you a little bit of, resistance on the front end and on the back end and in the middle and all of it. But we can't let it deter us from what our game plan is. And our game plan is to sell insurance. And how do we sell a lot of insurance? We do a lot of presentations. And how do we do a lot of presentations? We call a lot of leads. Activity levels, folks, must be extremely, extremely high. Grant Cardone says, if you want to meet the devil, have blank space on your calendar. And what he means by that is when you have nothing going on, you're focusing on your problems. Drown yourself in massive, massive levels of activity. I don't care if you just started. Work old leads. Call your warm market. Call new leads. If you're working in the field, knock on neighbors' doors. Do it all, folks. You can never sacrifice your activity because of someone told you that wasn't me that called, or I'm not interested no more. We have to increase our level increase our activity to a level well beyond what you think it'll take to win. If you want to be a champion, you have to start thinking like a champion. And we can't get caught up in all the little stuff. So when you get out there and you're working these leads, folks, manage your own expectations. Expect that people are going to tell you these little things like, it wasn't me. I never called. They died a year ago. I already spoke to somebody. They're going to tell you all that stuff. Are you ready for it? Are you prepared for it? Or are you just going to hope it doesn't happen? Welcome it. Figure out a creative way to get around that. And if you don't know, get with your manager so he or she can help you out. And if they can't help you out, then get yourself a new manager. Because you got to be able to overcome all those little things that these people are saying. And the more that you do it, the better that you get. So if you're new and you're just starting, don't get frustrated. Keep fighting the good fight. Get yourself in the right frame of mind when approaching and attacking these leads. And most importantly, believe in the leads. Believe that every single person voluntarily requested information from one of our forms of marketing. Every one of them did. And they only did it for one reason, folks, is because they want to buy some life insurance. Now, what they may tell you in the beginning may not be that. Know that that's going to happen. Expect it to happen. Plan accordingly and overcome all those complaints and reactionary defense responses that they're going to give you. And if you could do that, I promise you that you will be successful. Don't let it slow you down. Leads, leads, leads. That's the secret, folks. That's the secret to everything. More and more leads. High, 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 high activity. And you will be at the top.